Shubman Gill has just been appointed the captain of the India Test match team, and a part of me wonders whether this is too soon. Shubman Gill has been the prince of Indian cricket for some time now, however with the retirement of King Kohli he is now the main man. So, who are the other viable options for the captaincy? First was Jasprit Bumrah, and whilst he's managed to lead the side well whilst captaining Australia, and it's clear he's got great tactical nous, it's also clear that his body won't hold up to the stresses of 5 tests, and ultimately, if he'll only play 2 or 3 tests, then it's half of the management to have him as permanent captain. The second is KL Rahul. Personally, I think this would have been a good choice, given how he's been India's overseas utility man for a while now, without an assured spot on the team. But after playing well in Australia as opener, and being one of India's best overseas players, you feel like that opening spot is now his own. Furthermore, he has experience of captaining in the IPL. We wouldn't say he's a master tactician, but he's got plenty of experience under Dhoni, Sharma and Kohli, which would have held him in good stead. I think what went against him was at the age of 33, you maybe have 2 or 3 more years as captain, and potentially India would rather let Gill develop in the role, especially now he has the cover of following Kohli and Rohit's retirement. So perhaps there's slightly less pressure to succeed immediately. The last candidate is Rishabh Pant. This is a guy who sees the game completely differently to most players, and is someone who could help bring new ideas to captaincy. However, he is coming off his car crash injury, and has had a poor time of it at the IPL as captain. So perhaps the selectors felt he wasn't the man for now. However, as vice captain, you feel his energy could help Gill and provide ideas should things go flat, or should there be an onslaught from the Bazballing England side. Now onto Gill and why I think is potentially too soon. Shubman Gill is a super talented player, but if you look at his record, he's not done well overseas. Averaging 14 in England, 35 in Australia and 18 in South Africa. Alongside this, he's only showing his talent in glimpses, and an average of 35 highlights this. It's clear there's some technical failings versus the moving ball with how hard he goes at the ball, and some of his trigger movements, and for me he should have tried to resolve these before becoming captain, because worrying about these issues whilst being captain can be tough for a player. So you feel he maybe should have established himself as a top draw test match player, much like Pant and KL, who have scored hundreds across the world and have shown the skill for test match cricket before becoming captain. Lastly, he hasn't really been groomed for captaincy. He was never an under 19 captain, he's only captained Punjab in 1 match, so there isn't much pedigree. And you are putting him against a Bazballing England side who can run away with games in a session. You have to question if he has the experience to deal with that. Much like how Rohit kept calm against the onslaught in the home series, can Gill do something similar in England? However, there are some arguments to counter the above. Gill has already demonstrated that he can score 100, even if they have mainly come at home, and you feel that it's a matter of time before he figures out away conditions given his talent, much like a young Rohit Sharma or even Virat Kohli. Following on from that, if you look at Kohli's path, it's not dissimilar. Great ODI stats, but when he was made captain, he'd already failed in England, and he averaged only 39 from 29 tests. So nothing spectacular, and we all know what a force of nature he was for Indian cricket. Lastly, he's done a good job at Gujarat Titans now for 2 years, but under Ashish Nehra he's become a confident captain and led from the front. There's no reason why he can't rely on Gambhir for help during the captaincy if there are small things that he's missing, and if he forms a good bond with Gambhir, then who knows, he could actually be a really good captain for India in the short term. Overall, I think the selectors tried to bank on someone they felt could be a long-term captain for this India side, and someone who is unlikely to be dropped. With Shubman Gill, you certainly get someone who's talented and could be that talismanic player for India. It's just that he hasn't shown it quite yet, so the captaincy is a little bit of a gamble in this aspect. My only reservations are the impact on his game, especially with his record. It could get very uncomfortable quickly if he fails early on in the first 2 or 3 tests. And also, given this new era of Indian cricket, do India need somewhat more of a charismatic leader? Much like a Kohli who can mould a side and make them the best? Or is someone like Gill, who I feel is more in the Rohit Sharma mould, sufficient? Time will tell if Gill can reverse his overseas form and make a great captain, but he'll have to show this quickly, especially against the Bazballing England side. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and do you think Gill will make a great captain for India? Or do you think they should have gone with someone else? And lastly, if you enjoy these videos, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. Thanks for watching.